Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Thursday, the 13th of October 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed down slightly today, just 5 points, to 6,643 points, with financials doing well while almost all the other sectors went backwards. Real estate investment trusts, that's the property companies, were among the worst performers. Now, the Bank of Queensland result yesterday showed stronger profit margins during the September quarter, and that flowed through to the rest of the sector. Commonwealth Bank of Australia, National Australia Bank and ANZ were all up around 2% today, while Westpac jumped 3%. Away from the financials, mostly it was red numbers. BHP, CSL, Woodside Energy and Transurban all fell by around 1%. Goodman Group fell 1.4%, while WiseTech Global and REA both dropped 2.3%. Qantas was the best performer after saying it expected to make a profit of up to $1.3 billion this half year. Its share price jumped 9%. Shares in NIB Holdings fell 12% after it completed its fully underwritten $135 million institutional placement. And just a quick one, human resources group Elmo Software confirmed that several parties had approached it about a transaction. Its share price jumped more than 20%. Story number 2. In economic news, payroll jobs rose just 0.3% in the month to 17 September, continuing the slow pace of growth. Payroll jobs jumped in 7 of the 19 industry categories, with the biggest being in education and training, retail, trade and professional, scientific and technical service industries. The increases are largely seasonal, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Bjorn Jarvis from the Bureau said payroll jobs have continued to grow slowly across 2022, with average monthly growth over the past 6 months of 0.3%. This reflects the sustained tightness in labour market conditions across the country. Story number 3, COVID isolation ends tomorrow across much of the country, and health experts have called for personal vigilance to avoid further large outbreaks and the possible effects of long COVID. Long COVID is real, and the main symptoms involve fatigue, aches and pain, sleep disturbance and brain fog. The good news is that people will recover, but it will take time. Experts believe Australia will more likely than not experience another wave of COVID-19 infections in coming months. Story number 4, the Star Entertainment Group's new CEO will start almost 3 months earlier than expected, as the casino group fights to convince gambling regulators that it should keep its casino licences in both Queensland and New South Wales. Robbie Cook, the current Tyro boss, will start work at the casino group on October 17, rather than December 31. Now, both the New South Wales and Queensland governments have asked the Star to show cause why it should keep its gaming licences in the 2 states. They've got a bit of work to do there, and Mr. Cook will be leading that. And story number 5, US stocks finished lower this morning with consumer price data due for release tonight, firmly in the frame. The S&P 500 fell into the red in the last few minutes of trading, making it 6 days of losses in a row. The S&P 500 closed at its lowest level since November 2020. Initially, the market rallied after minutes from the most recent Federal Reserve meeting suggested some officials are considering slowing the pace of rate hikes. The Consumer Price Index data tonight is the last big piece of evidence before the Fed meets next month. That's it for the afternoon report for Thursday, the 13th of October 2022. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning for the Friday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.